What's up, everyone? It's been a while since the first as well as the only video posted here so far. A lot has happened since, like for instance, after I posted the first video and answered a few of the comments, the screen of my laptop completely cracked.
I also had to bring both of my girls to the vet, both my cats, because they had gotten outside thanks to my landlord, and they both had to be sterilized.
My car has broken down, and I will not bother you with the details on the other stuff so far. But all those external things got into a spiral of thinking, okay, this is absolutely not going to plan. Do I have time to edit? Do I have time to record, etc., etc.? And when I did sit down to actually record, and when I did sit down to actually edit the videos that I already recorded so far, nothing was ever good enough. I was constantly not satisfied with what was in there. Something could have been added, something was not set in the right way, things could have been removed, too much was removed. So I kept starting anew and anew and anew, hoping that I could find that moment that I could, well, find the whole thing perfect to actually indeed post to the channel again, which then started a whole routine of procrastination, avoiding the whole editing and recording and everything. I started looking into things and it brings me to this perfect topic for today: perfectionism. I see this within a lot of gifted people, of course, others as well, but I see it coming back so much with the gifted community in terms of wanting to be perfect, needing to be perfect. Everything can be done a little bit better. It does fit really well with being able to make a lot of connections that the neurotypical community cannot. The fast thinking, seeing issues, things that can be made better. Every time there can be something that can be better in a project, of course. And this can definitely spiral into wanting to make things better, just that little bit that you might find it perfect, that one little edit, even if it's just 1 second in an edit of a video, or even if it's just a few words within a transcript, a book, an instruction for users, it becomes crippling to a lot of people. And what then might seem as laziness, just talking about your plans, everything that you want to do, and I have a lot of different projects that I actually want to do. You do put in the work, you put in so much time and effort, but then what? Nothing is being done with it because it's not perfect enough. You find something that could be better, you find something that could be different. And like I said, you see this a lot with the high potential community. We as a community, or a lot of the people within the high potential community, the gifted community, are already highly analytic in terms of what can we do, how can this be done, how can this be done better, is there more resources, are there more programs, materials that we can use to create a never-ending loop of going back and forth, finding new ways to go about a project, a different subject matter, up to a point that you never finishes. You keep putting it off, you keep pushing deadlines, you keep not doing something or finishing something because it just can be that little bit better. There's something new to analyze, there's new information to add. While you can also add something later, change something, make a rectification. But as long as you don't put it out there, it will never be finished. At some point, when does perfection become the enemy of good? So far, actually, that you can say, why finish? It's not good enough. Or even so far as, why start? I mean, we've been there so many times, and that's what I've noticed as well. Why even start? Where's the time? I can always do things better. Have I actually been over everything that I wanted to talk about? But at the same time, it's also a learning process, right? It's something, this is also new for me, being on video, putting things out there on YouTube. And I have been getting better, actually. I've done some short form and a few other things before. But it's not a daily occurrence for me being on video and putting myself out there on social media. But then it's something that you need to get comfortable with, something that you need to train. And let me tell you one thing, I went over everything that I wanted to say in this video with this subject. I went over it like 20 times already, just today. And even now, I'm blanking on some of the parts that I actually want to say. That's the whole part of getting comfortable, also of course on camera, and with retaining the information in a moment that you're not comfortable with, which does not help with my perfectionism. No. With everything that happened so far, with every setback that I've had over the last, how many weeks is it now? Month, maybe even months. It does trigger that nothing is going as I want. Nothing is going perfect. Nothing is going as planned. So it can definitely put up a really big barrier to actually move forward. And that's difficult to break through if you don't have the right tools. And having studied giftedness, coaching, hypnotherapy, and other psychological tools over the last 5 years so far, and I'm still not done learning. I still want to do more. I want to become even more knowledgeable about the subject and bring all that knowledge as well. Help people that have been in the same boat as me find their tribe, what they can do, and hopefully become a little bit more aware of what they are capable of, or you know what, to feel better in life. And that's why I also get back to this. It's something that I want to do. It's something that I want to work on. And it's something that I encourage everyone, also the people that I work with, to always pursue. Not the endless need of perfection, of self-improvement and everything, but if there's something that you just really don't like, if there's something that you want to improve on, if there's something that you want to learn, look at it. If it's something that you need, something that you really want, if it's something that indeed changes your life for the better, then why not go for it? Try to improve yourself, find the information out there, become aware of what you can do, and it can definitely change a whole lot for you. And you know what? I want to share some of the tools that I have used that kept me starting to record again, and that I use daily to actually indeed improve on myself. And I want to say up front, it's not a magic formula. It will take time. It's a muscle. Just like any other workout in the gym, you have to come back to it. It doesn't matter if you fall off the wagon or if you have a setback. What matters is coming back, doing the work. That way we improve, we learn, and we can continue indeed growing, doing more with what we want. And you will find that somewhere down the road, maybe even sooner rather than later, you have done a whole lot more with less than you actually thought that you would. So I want to share a few tools with you all that I have been using so far. One of them is setting boundaries. Up front with every project, define the scope of this project. This comes from project management, and it's already to decide upfront with your client, with yourself, what am I gonna do in this project? What needs to be in it? What needs to be talked about? What needs to be written about? what don't I? And keep those boundaries. Then you have something to come back to at the end to actually say, okay, I have done everything that has been set out in the scope of my work. Then it's already good. It's good enough. And you can send it out. Something else you can do is splitting the work in manageable steps, doing one thing at a time. We tend to actually already analyze and see all the necessary steps, even combining steps that lay ahead of us. But get back to going from step 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., etc., etc. Instead of going from 1 to 10 to 20. Because the steps will seem then so big with all the work that it almost becomes impossible to make it as perfect as you want. So tool number 2 is create steps. Start with step 1. Tool number 3 is to get comfortable. Embrace the good enough. Enjoy the process of the work. Enjoy the process of finishing. Get comfortable with things being good enough. To embrace, if you will, the process of the work. The process of finishing the work. Instead of editing and editing and editing until it becomes perfect. Because perfect can be a really big enemy to progress. And I bet that as soon as we finish something, instead of keep editing, put on the label that it's finished, we find that a lot of people actually already really appreciate what we have put in it. And it is more perfect than we actually think.